Hello ladies and gents, here Man Different, and welcome back to From the Depths Streaming. We are back in the designer and in Another Neater because I'm actually wanting to do some tier testing stuff. I've just placed a couple of messages out to a couple of folks, so I am live, and now we will get right into it because, yes, I have got most things sort of organised, and woo, was that? Wow, Rambot is glowing weirdly. Okay, someone did point this out in one of the videos. I think my reflection settings are something weird. Let's go back to performance graphics. No reflections, full reflection probe. I don't know. Doesn't seem to make any difference. Anyway, I have got a rough idea of the sort of tiering system I would like to use for Another Neater player submissions, and that is going to be 20k tiers rather than the 15k tiers we utilised previously. However, in this time, the tiers will in fact be a little bit more, I don't know, I suppose lenient. I'm not sure that's really a good way to call it. Where's the Leander? So, got Leander, and you are going to be going under work in progress. Post Leander here. And yeah, so against Onyx Watch and Deepwater Guard, it's going to be 20. I'm thinking about 20k at the moment. But then, what we'll do is that each fleet will consist of 4 ships. And one will be a flagship. That flagship will be one tier up, so there'll be essentially one tier 40 and one 40k and 3 20k in a tier 1 fleet. And then there will be support fast response fleets, which will be half the values. So you'll have 20k and 4 10ks, and that will be fast response fleet, and they will also have a speed limit, which you'll have to achieve. So I'm thinking around about 50 meters per second at the moment, just so that it can get from A to B rather quickly, compared to the much slower normal craft. Anyway, what I'm going to be editing here is the Leander, because this was one of my actual tier 1 submission in the original campaign, where it was only 15k, but the changes to the missiles has seemed to have inflated the cost somewhat, which is a little bit of a shame. But I just remove all the missile blocks there, and these as well, because they are expensive now. And let's see how much this is. I think missiles are still probably going to be the primary weapon of choice. The Leander C was a laser variant, which wasn't particularly strong, and I did also have a simple laser variant, which was ridiculously weak. It was okay when it got in range, but getting into range was a little bit problematic at times. Right, who finished? How much are these now? Gantry. Okay, yeah, the gantry is 200. Okay, yeah. So stripped of its armament, it's gone over half the cost. It's Matster. I've just edited the Leander. I've removed all the missile components which were on it, and you can see it was 38k with the changes. This was my 15k submission. It's now down to a mere 14k, so a little bit funky there. However, what I do need to do is do some more adjustments. So I no longer need those barrel pieces. I can utilise metal pole, and make sure I paint it as my primary or secondary. Secondary, I think. There you go. Seems decent enough colouring scheme. And this is the big change I no longer need these ACBs. Because previously I had each ACB operating on the wings, and this actually adds up quite a bit. So yeah, they're only 20, but that's 40 per propeller, and they're just not needed. I don't think the ones at the rear are going to be needed either, and that is 3 ACBs operating one of these. So this is my turning thruster. Again, I will be able to remove that and provide better control because I'm able to remove all the jets. Currently, I have the jets providing some form of turning motion and doing like that, but the new PID breadboard system, I no longer need to use any of that, so let's just hold it in place, remove these jet engine components. I'll keep the turning ones on for the moment. But you see there's this huge thruster, just is not needed anymore. And that was providing a lot of upward thrust, but equally costing a fair amount. Delete all of these. So those are all deleted. And now I need to open the craft up, remove the structural block so I can see where my control systems are, because I cannot remember. Where is my AI? There is my AI. And I have a little prefab. So I have a PID breadboard. This is not an AI PID. The AI PID is one I do want to do, but this one's just the normal one for the moment. And this is just pure standard PID. So it operates, it's coming at 20 meters, it's trying to aim for a 10. And then that is very simple. So the altitude is average of terrain, average C. Aim is 10, and then the roll and pitch. And then yeah, this is actually the same as PID control. I'll need to fiddle around with the gain and stuff, but no, they should work nicely. I just now need to adjust each of these Deadly Blade heli spinners so that they are able to utilize that correctly. So upwards fraction, I don't need the upwards fraction, I don't think. Unless actually that's when it flips upside down. No, we'll now be able to correct itself. We'll know what to do because it's PID controlled. Awesome. I will remove the upwards fraction. I may change my mind on this, but while I remember it, I will remove it for the moment. Remove that, and then the spin rate control. Okay, so the resting rate, like that. So this is going to be strafe hover, and it is going to provide some hovering. They're all going to provide a small amount of hover, and then this will also provide a small amount of roll, and then a large amount of pitch. So say this is response to the command roll. Yeah, I think something like that will work okay for this. That, but it's then going to preset. It will also do roll. What did I set it up? 50, wasn't it? Right. I think it should be roll higher than the upwards. So have that 60 and that 50. I'm just winging this. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm just hoping this is going to stick. So it's a picture So it's pitch preset. It will then also roll. Actually, this is a roll, so it needs to be minus 60 and plus 50. Minus 60 plus 50. That's going to be controlling all sorts of problems with this, but and then this is going to be the primary lift one. So primary lift, but then it will also provide no pitch, but then and I say half roll, and then this is going to be half roll for lift. Okay. Okay, now the moment of truth. Does this work? Remove caps, and we're nosediving straight into the ocean. Most likely this needs to be continuous reverse on each of these. I had this before. I'm going to change it from the older system to the new one. For some reason I need to change it to continuous reverse. But I will change it all to continuous reverse, and now hopefully this will work. Continuous reverse. And continuous reverse. Right. Let's see. The pitch is operating pretty severely. Okay. I'm pointing dead up right now. Why is this? Come on, this is not what the PID is telling you to do. Look, the PID knows it's off. Why are you not correcting? Oh, yeah. The PID has no gain. Right, so you should be able to do a little bit more. It's still rising up. It should be going downwards. Come on, down you go. Down we go. And actually, options, sound. Yeah, so I want to use the speed of sound. I want to it's that one where, you know, we can adjust how the volume changes the same sounds. Reduction of repetition noises, there we go. So we don't have to listen so much to the loud engine going all the time. It's going down, good. That's good. Should be going down a bit faster than this, to be perfectly honest. Oh, thrust direction. How do I show thrust? Oh, it still does this. Cool. Still the same. Still pushing it down. Actually, this seems to be holding. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Right. What? Come on. Ugh. Yeah, good point. I was hoping that the rear ones would counteract said pitch. that. Yes, I have put these in correct. So it's continuous, continuous. It just makes it dive straight into the ocean. It's doing this without actually having tried enough with these sort of things. Well, I have tried a few, but come on. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove... So this is going to be pitch preset. You can just see if it works. If it doesn't, if you can't handle with roll, that's fine. I will deal with that. But I will adjust it for the moment to just operate purely on roll and roller preset. Okay. And now it wants these to be in reverse. Perhaps I'm not... Doesn't help that my actual test bed of this was a lot different. Okay, that seems to be working. Rather than roll, you do hover up to full, and you do hover to full. Everything will also now have a small up functionality to them. I'll try it with just a single pure up in a minute just to make sure it will actually function in this regard, but I want it to be able to hover on its just these 6 blades, which I believe is possible. See, this is not activating based on the pitch. You should be pushing in that direction to correct the pitch. Why aren't you working? Hey, Mad Doc. Come on, wait. Okay, good. You're correcting for something. What are you correcting for? Okay, I need to correct fuel. The fuel is about to run out. Okay. Correct for fuel. Okay, let's dump a dirty, great, big, huge engine on the bottom in line with the center of mass. And you are a pure upwards thruster. So you're no longer, you're just roller. roller. And then these are going to be back to the pitchers. See, I haven't sorted the PID out. It could just be that the PID is completely out of everything. The thing is that with Redboard, you can't really see the, I don't think it just shows you any of the graph, which is a bit of annoyance, actually. I might have to test it with a normal PID. Yeah, and so I can actually see the histogram. Right, let's just put a second one here. This one also is going to be pure hover. As is... No, that one's not going to be pitch. Ooh, do I have to set them up and down? No longer pitch, you're just a pure pusher. Come on, you should be trying to correct the... I need normal PID. I need to be able to see the histogram. Whoa! Controls. That is a big problem with the breadboards. You can't see what it's doing. Outputs. Gain. Do 5. 30. Derivative. Let's put it down to 0. Or that. Copy. Paste. Paste. You aren't going to be vertical. You're going to be propulsion roll. And then propulsion vertical. And then you're going to be setting a fake point, and I would like... Whoa, that's no, 10. Set it down at 10. Okay. So it's trying to... What's it trying to do? Trying to flip the craft. Right. Why? Yes. No, where are you? Where are you going? Come back. Come on, you stupid darn thing. What? What are you doing? Okay. This is not going how I want it to. That should be trying to pitch. It is not trying to pitch. Just purely the pitch. Which one? Oh. I didn't put an input signal. That would help if I actually applied input signals. Above against... altitude above the waves. Okay. This is looking hopeful. It's going towards the sea now, rather than just going up into the sky. So we have... a problem. Still not correcting for the pitch. Let's set the faint point at 20, because that's about the height it should be at now. Where's the height? Oh, 19. Okay, so it's currently trying to maintain that height. And it's managing to do it very well. It's just, however, our histogram is a little bit, well, altitude seems fine. It's just a little bit fuzzy when it comes to the gain on these things. Alright, that smoothed it out lovely. Not perfect, admittedly, but that's probably because I haven't smoothed out the other one yet. I've smoothed out the roll as well. Come on, smooth it out. Oh, look at that. That is an awesome histogram there. This is oscillating a bit. Why are you oscillating so much? Lower the gain. Do I have far too much power to lift these things up? No, not 2 seconds, 0.2. Lower a little bit more. Should be able to... Oh, hang on, that's just above mean sea level. It might be having a bit of difficulty because the waves are moving. There we go, that's a bit of oscillation. Just do... yeah. In sea level. Yeah, that's now looking a lot smoother. That is... yeah, that's now looking pretty darn stable with the standard jets holding it up, mind. Okay. Now let's place the prefab, the breadboard, and immediately it dives into the ground. So, propulsion vertical set point of 20. So let's just do the constant as 20 there. Then the PID controller. What's the derivative? Derivative is 0.2, gain is 0.3. Gain is 0.3. This is 0.2. Integral is fine. Okay. So I can delete that one. Next one, the roll is at 2.1 and 0.1. Roll is 0.1 and 1. Okay, that needs to be 0.1. 0.1 seconds, and I believe the same for this one. 0.1 and 0.1. I had way too much gain. There, okay. So now, you should be operating perfectly again. Excellent. It is working fine. I just need to save. I'm going to save the vehicle as... well, this is, I suppose this is the Leander. Should I redesignate it at all, since this is an old design? I suppose I could just keep going up in letters. So I've got the Leander, I've got the Leander, the patrol craft, which was the precursor to this. Then, yeah, that'll do. And also, I would like you to hover as well, please. Right, hover, please. Hover. Right, and then hover. Things I probably have way too much lift on this little craft now. Delete. Delete. We are lifting nicely. We are hovering at a stable level, utilising these wonderful blades. Excellent. However, the gain in these is really low. I have a feeling I could probably reduce the motor drive factor. You know, prevent them, you know, wasting as much fuel. So I don't need such high fuel. I could just increase the gain, and that should hopefully sort things out. Because yeah, these are just sitting around about 20, so that's barely just idling. Let's just halve the motor drive. So to 5. I need to do that because, yeah, with motor drive halved, it's not got anywhere near as much power with the PID set so low. And I should be able to double the gain because I've halved the power. Nope, that did not seem to do what I was hoping. Why? Why you no do this? Why were you working perfectly just now, and now it's... It's broken the pitch. No, it looks fine. Orientation pitch roll, so pitch should be 0, the PID system is online. Let's just up the gain a bit. Oh, it didn't actually update, that's why. Nope, the pitch is still not doing anything. That should be pulling the front end up. Unless the edge blades will only function in one direction. Let's put you in reverse. Put you in reverse and see if that does the trick. No, it doesn't. Why? Okay, grief, this is PID troubleshooting. The idea is trying to push the nose down. weird. It shouldn't be. Why is it trying to push the nose down? Let's put these ones at reverse then. Back. Problem is because I want to have them pulling double duty as both. -1 multiplier. For the nose, the weird thing is because it was working fine with the normal PID block. I'm just a bit concerned I've set up the breadboard wrong. So we'll just go to general purpose PID, set this one to pitch, not propulsion, propulsion pitch, set it to exactly the same settings. It's currently set at 4, 50 and 0.1. And then, I really wish you could pause the PID in this thing. Just delete this operation. See, that works. I think my breadboard might just do the opposite of the PID controller. I might just have to set them all to reverse for it to function. Don't know why. Must have set something up wrong. So, components. So, new output. Output is propulsion. And it is going to be pitch. So I think with this, if I just set everything to reverse, it will work. Because at the moment it's all continuous. I think if I set everything to reverse, it will work with the breadboard. This is my theory. I don't know if it's going to work, but can't but hope. I have no idea how many times I've changed it to reverse from continuous and vice versa. And go. I hate you sometimes, game. Right, let's put the power back up to full. In case it's just not physically power enough to do this. Push drive all the way back up to maximum. Just trying to save power, you know? Just for the altitude. No. Wow. Destroy vehicles, go back to the under D, mark D. Okay, so this is fine. It's the combination propulsion drives which is throwing it off. So I want to be able to have the dedicated blades operating in both a pitch, roll, and or vertical thrust fashion, which should be possible. I think what's happening is that it's reaching a certain altitude or something, and then the PID is sending a 0 signal. So it's just physically turning off certain rotors because it's going, yeah, I have what I need. Which is a bit of a pain. Should be a way around that, but don't know what it is. So you push a preset, things like this. Hovering. Hover, 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 hover. Right, now let's just delete these blades. Right, now let's put some huge lumps of lead on this thing. Okay, this should be causing instability, and there we go. We're diving into the sea, diving into the drink, and now let's try and correct this. Okay. Can you correct? Might have just made it so stable previously that I wasn't noticing it was not working. Pitch settings. Okay, so I have it as continuous motor drive 10. And it's when I'm doing the up control as well as... It's the combination which seems to be what's messing this up entirely. I think it's at altitude, so it's turning itself off, which is not good. Let's actually adjust it so that they're not exactly the same. In case that's what's causing it to go wibble. As well, not then this is going to be strong enough to keep it up. Almost. It's at least doing something now with this pitch. Nowhere near enough, mind, but it's trying something. So I have managed to get this sort of system working before on the test bed. Let's just try to actually pull up the test bed and have a look at that. I did. Ah, I don't have it combination. Right. I thought I had it set to combination, but it's not. I have a pure lift. Instant. There's no option to do instant rotation. I'm utilizing PID. That's not working right. Or was that added instantaneous request? Is this instantaneous? What am I about? Instantaneous. Instantaneous, and then it's also put the motor drive up so it actually does something. Oh, these are continuous up. But you can do that with PID. You can actually set everything as continuous, and it will often just self-correct itself because it's fancy like that. Self-right itself. Come on, self-right. We can put... we're not zero control. Let's do the instant spin then. If that does anything. Not really. It's just a picture. I might... I don't want to have to just go back to the same old system. I want to try and combine them together. Saves a lot on the... well, everything really. You should be self-writing now. Or not. Go back and just reset all of these ones so I can troubleshoot the Leander. And let's lock off. I hate you. Continuous. Put the motor drive up. No? Why not? So you should be pushing down. You are. So you should be pushing down, you should be pushing up, and it should be talking around the centre of mass, which is here. but it's not. Why are you not being able to talk around there? The gain is too low? The gain seems decently high. Let's do a lower derivative. No. Keep doing this. Is it really that I've just got these along around? So they should both be reverse. Maybe that's it. I keep forgetting which direction the arrow is. Is the arrow the direction of force? Or the pusher force? Okay, you are way too strong. Let's reduce your motor drive down. That down. And why are you listing so heavily? Ah, so it's the so the direction of the direction. Okay, there's the direction of force. Right. Okay. So I got that mixed up. That makes more sense now. Why are you still listing like bonkers? You're doing something. You should be doing something. Correct the roll. Roll PID. Oh, why is the derivative? Derivative. Go. Set. Do something. Correct the roll. It's quite weird. It's not actually correcting the roll properly. It's just seeing that the roll is off and going, oh yeah, well, I won't bother doing anything about it. It's not actually correcting roll here. Okay, roll. You have the roll signal. Do it by 1. 0.1 there. Pitch. 130. 0.1. Pitch, this is going to be altitude above mean sea level. Gain is going to be decently high, not pitch, it's going to be ocean vertical. And then I would like fake point of 20 meters, please. Let's just please correct. Again, with this way around, I think I've set the breadboard up wrong. I thought I got it working, but the fact that when I change from the PID to the breadboard, I have to actually change the thrusters and what they're doing. Huh. Right, so the set point is the desired point of the altitude for 6. Let's select this input, right? Okay. So that's the set point, right? This is variable, the pitch. Pitch up and down, right. Why? Why is the breadboard being so weird? That is correct. I was making sure I hadn't like placed it upside down or something weird like that, but delete that. And as soon as the breadboard comes off, it corrects slowly but surely. It's correcting. Seems to be having a little bit of difficulty fully correcting things, but what? Come on. Why aren't you rising up? Altitude above sea level should be 20. You're not doing anything. Do you not have enough gain? Okay. Hmm. Just delete the vehicle controller in case that was doing anything. That was doing things. Whoops. Damn it. By pressing keys on the keyboard, I'd actually given it override commands. Yay. This seems alright though now. It would need tweaking, of course, but that seems fine. Have you actually tried doing any of the, combination things? So pitcher, roller, pusher, all that sort of jazz. I'd really like to be able to utilise that on my craft, so I don't have to have just pure dedicated, correction thrusters. Everything can pitch in and do a little bit here and there, so as not to mess everything up. I'll just do it with standard PID because I know how they work. No, not that one. Air control, dirty blade spinner. You are going to be pure pusher hover. Motor drive. Okay, it looks like the other ones don't have enough thrust in their own right to be able to do the whole lift thing. I just need to really reduce the gain on the roll, it seems. Even more than that, yikes. Can you actually slow this down at all? Okay, I can't really get much lower than that on the gain. Let's reduce the power to these thrusters. Still massively overcompensating on that roll. Tweak a little bit with the gain again. Nope. Slow it right down. It's almost stabilized itself. Yeah, it's almost stabilized itself, but it doesn't seem to... Hmm. The power scaling -1 for the breadboard. Let's actually try what you've been saying for a while. And place the prefab, PID breadboard, go. It's flying. Can't correct the rotational very well, so it's now actually taking off. This is proving to be a lot more complex than I was thinking. I thought I had this set up with the breadboard, and I was thinking I'd just be able to place this on my tier 1 and tier 2 craft, and then it would fly perfectly. No. Right, let's destroy all of that. Pull the tester again. So it's beautifully stable. That's the thing. It's really nice and stable, and then okay, so it begins to tilt a little bit. Come on, correct that list. You should be able to. You've got plenty of thrust. It's pushing the wrong way, isn't it? Just reduce the power to those systems to about half. And slow that right down. Come on, you stupid frickin'. What's this set at the roll? Derivative 0.1, 1 second, no, 0.1. Come on, do it faster. Yeah, they do really need to be instant spin, don't they? Because it's correcting it. It does a full correction, then it overcorrects because it takes a while for it to change. Once the instantaneous input will be added to the resting default request rather than placing it entirely. This would be fixed by increasing the gain, wouldn't it? How fast it changes. You need to change. You need to really increase that gain. Let's put it all the way up to maximum. It does seem to be working, but that is... The thing is, well, the reason it's working is that it has a pure lift component. And I do want to try and get them to, you know, operate on the same thrusters. Which, looking at the interface, should be possible. Because with this thing, I want to have all these size props to be operating for its stability. It's got 6 of them. That's it should be more than enough, being Daddy Blades, to be able to keep this thing stable and hovering. I don't want to have additional thrusters like this in order to keep it stable. Just seems a bit silly, really. It can keep itself nicely afloat with just a single jet, but still, just seems a complete waste. Invalid 4 daddies, okay. Let's have a look then. So the breadboard So set these up. So you're reckoning... Like, just setting these to a -1 should now work. So it's this power scale -1, right? Or... Oh yeah, they're inverted where they're meant to be. Pitch up, and this one's pitch down. Yeah. It's just... No, it's just... I think it had been hadn't been multiplied by -1. It's just really confusing me because I was setting it up... Because I was doing the testing with the PID, and then the bread... You set it up as a breadboard, and then it's wrong. I mean, they have the control. Well, they're sensing the same things, aren't they? Because it has the inputs and all that sort of thing. So anyway, let's see. Nope, that is dive bombing into the sea. Wait, have I just double negatived it? I think I just double negatived it, didn't I? Create it separate. Hmm? Oh, right. How does that work? Doing calculations blind seems like a really bad idea. Should I just use normal PID then, rather than the breadboard one then? Because that just sounds... If it's doing all the calculations blind, then surely it's going to be much more prone to errors, which I seem to be experiencing. I suppose so. But would normal PIDs make a more stable craft then? Right, anyway, I'm going to... Right, oh, I see what you mean. This is what, yeah, I'd had this one set as reverse, which was essentially multiplying it by -1. This is what happens when I don't fully test a system. I just create a breadboard and think, oh yeah, it works, and actually I don't test it properly, but that's what these things are for, they learn. So that's reversed, so it's not that power scale, it's that... Okay. But this is still listing. Why are you listing? Stop listing. Well, it's just weird that it's different for... you know, the PID block and the PID breadboard. Turn, roll, power, 0.1, that, 30, go, copy, paste, you go from roll, you go to pitch, you go from, go to vertical, and there's sea level. I've done this wrong, yeah, it's correct. Pitch. And a fake point, and I would like that to go to 20, and you're going to need to increase your gain by a fair margin. So now, well, you're stable. You're upside down, but you're stable. Now set these back up to continuous. I'm just thinking I'm just gonna go back to the standard PIDs. The breadboard one seems to be messing with my head too much. See, that, it just works. Now I can do the dumb thing of trying to make it do multiple things of hover and roll at the same time. Hover and roll at the same time. Come on, let's do this. Good. Motor drive maximum, and now we're going into jitteriness, but that's because this thing is lightweight. Yeah, it's fine, sir. So it's only taking me, how long has it taken me to actually just get this thing functioning? 1 hour. Yay. Well, considering I thought I had this working, you know, I was hoping by in an hour I'd have completed the Leander and started working on the Arethusa. I thought, you know, we'll run for a couple of hours, get things all operational. I've barely got this thing working at all. But yeah, I think I'll keep, because I've got the breadboard operating on things like the Fleet Auxiliary, which is a sort of thing. Actually, I need to correct this thing, because I need to change all these containers into the cheap versions. Yeah, this is operated by the breadboard, rather than PID, but, yeah. What I need to do, I need to change these boxes into the large containers, cargo containers, because these are more efficient by quite a bit. Yeah. Oh yeah. How many containers can this fit? So 1, 2. Can't quite fit 4, can I? No. Ha. Okay. That's a bit irritating. Yeah, I'll be able to do. At least these boxes they're smaller and things, so yeah. Anyway, I'll fix that up. Cover that. That's not important. That's off. I mean, Leander. Oh, that's a work in progress. And the mark D. Go away. Oh! I had PID on here. That would have been making a mess. That's probably what was causing it to flounder. I had two separate PID systems that had been interfering with each other. I forgot I had PID on this thing. Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. I bet the bedboard works now, doesn't it? Not that bedboard. Prefab bedboard. I bet these all work. If I set them in continuous reverse, I bet it will just fly perfectly. And reverse. Okay, and that one. And so release from caps lock. And it works. Okay, so that's today's lesson. When checking PID systems, make sure that you haven't got duplicates on board, because they interfere and wreck everything.